Hey everyone, welcome to my new tutorial. Today I want to show you how you can quickly create a chain using just a few modifiers. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see content and short tutorials like this in the future, please hit that subscribe button and the bell button to get notified when I release something new. And if you enjoy this video, please leave that like, it really helps the channel. If you're new to the world of 3D and Blender and you're interested in longer, more in-depth explained lessons, please go ahead and check out my website polygonrunway.com. There are courses specifically designed to take you from zero to hero in the most effective way. So if you're interested, please go check them out. And now let's jump right into Anti-Blender file and start creating the chain. The first thing we'll need to do is to create a chain link. So let's press Shift A and from the create menu, let's choose plane. And now I will press tab for edit mode and let's just scale this down a tiny bit and scale on y-axis as well. So press S, Y and scale it out just like this. Let's rotate this a little bit. And now I'll press Ctrl B to bevel. And immediately after that I'll press V to enable vertex bevel and increase the number of cuts with the mouse wheel. And we'll have something like this. Now let's press A to select all and press X and delete only faces. So we're left with object like this. Now tab out. And now let's just click right mouse button and choose convert to and curve. And let's go to the curve settings here, expand geometry section and increase the bevel depth here. You can hold shift while doing it, so you can do this in small increments. And here you have the first chain link. Now let's tab in and let's press Shift D and Y immediately after that to duplicate this and move on the y-axis. And let's leave it like this. And now let's press R, Y and 90 to rotate this 90 degrees. So this way we're able to interconnect these links and we can fine-tune this a little bit. And now let's tab out and we'll add array modifier. So let's choose from the add modifier list. Let's click array and I'll set factor X to 0 and factor Y to 1. And we'll need to move this a little bit. So again, I'll hold shift and just reduce the Y. So we have something similar here. And now we can make this chain as long as we want by increasing the count here. So let's set something like 20. We'll see how that goes. And the next thing I want to do is to be able to move this chain around, bend it and stuff like that. And we can use a curve modifier for that. So let's press Shift A and let's add a curve and choose path. I like to use this one much more than a Bezier curve. So we have a curve here and now I want to rotate it. And I can see we made the chain too large. So let's just press S and scale it down to something like this. So it's like 4 meters long here. And now let's select that curve and I'll press R, Z and 90 to rotate this 90 degrees. And I'll move it to align it with the chain here like this. And now let's just select the chain again. We can rename it here. And let's choose curve modifier from the list. And as a curve object, we'll choose that NURBS path that we just created. So this part can be tricky sometimes. As you can see, the chain started to go to the other way. And that's why when we rotated this 90 degrees, we rotated it to the negative direction of the y-axis. So what we can do is just press R, Z and 180 degrees. And that's the first step. And then you will see there's this offset. And that's because the curve has origin point right here. So this was snapped right there. But there's an easy fix. You can just move this along that curve right there. Let's select the curve again and we'll shape it to create some interesting layout. So let's press 7 on a numpad for a top view. And now let's press tab with the NURBS path selected. And we can just start bending our chain like this. And of course we'll need some more links, but we can do that later. So first of all, I want to delete these first two. So press X and delete vertices. And now let's just move this around like that. And I want to move this in a circle. Now here I want to go really close to that circle and press 1 on a numpad and press G and Z to move it up tiny bit. It will look like we are stacking the chain. And we can do one more. Let's go this way, and I want to rotate the chain like this. Okay, and here it could go up. And let's create a dummy model here. So let's tab out and shift right click here. And let's add a new plane. Let's scale it down a little bit, and I will press E to extrude and S to scale. So I want to create a little lantern here. So let's select this one again, and let's extrude it up and a little bit like this. And now we can curve this towards the lamp. Okay, and maybe move this a little bit on the X and Y plane to have something like this. Okay, and to make the composition a little bit more interesting, we can extrude the endpoint as well. And finish it up like this. So right now it's all about the scale and number of the links. First of all, let's scale this up a tiny bit. And now with the position of the chain, you can see we can still press G, then Y, and move it up and down. And what actually happens if we disable the curve modifier, you can see we are basically moving the chain like this, but it gets snapped to the curve and it's dragged along it. So basically, if you try to move the chain like this, let's say all the way here, and now disable the curve modifier, you can see we moved it quite along. But you can do a lot of things with it. You can basically just flip the chain. So let's say, let me go back just a second and disable that curve modifier. If I press S, then Y and -1, so I basically scale the chain and flip it on a y-axis, and now enable the curve modifier, you can see it goes another direction, which is what I want here. So I'll press G, then Y, move it to connect it with the lantern, and now just hold shift and increase the count so we have a chain like this. Yeah, basically that's it. And the advantage of using this method is when you select the chain and press tab for edit mode, you can still see that there is a curve that's editable. And not only that, you still have the curve options here, so you can increase the bubble depth and make this chain really thin or really thick, whatever you want. You can reduce the poly count on it, whatever works for you. And you can of course add some subdivision modifier and make it look smooth. So that's a quick tip about the chain, and it's an easy way how you can quickly create details in your scenes, some props, and how you can hang objects around or whatever you like. So as always, I will now proceed and finish this into some kind of scene. I'll probably finish the lantern and then give it some materials and nice lighting so that we can have nice render out of it, and I'll see you on the other side. that's the chain and the lantern scene for you. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And again, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more like this, please hit that subscribe button and the bell button to get notified when I release something new. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.